So, start with uh, we have to begin with the chapter 8 for our NOD, and I'll be, you know, is my audio getting stuck up anywhere? My video may be getting stuck up, but audio is it getting stuck up?
No, Guruji, it's clear.
So, uh, so one thing before the chapter which is there over here now is about offenses, offenses to be avoided. So here the concept of offenses will be is 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 to be known, and because we have to save the bhakti also, we have to make the bhakti grow also, and to save and what is and to save the bhakti also. This is a responsibility. So in the saving the bhakti is very much important that we uh, just a minute. My video is getting sucked up. Hmm? Yeah, better. Thank you. So no, yeah, I would. So it is very important that we actually we save the bhakti by avoiding the offenses, and uh, and we and we grow the bhakti by doing the things which is very favorable for performance of which is favorable for the devotion service. So offenses, before we begin, I would like to say something to you. There is a very very famous shloka which says about which is a very dangerous shloka. Also, I would say uh, that shloka says that uh, even if somebody is bahu janma kare yadi shravana kirtana तबो न तबो त न पाए Krishna pada prema dhana. So it has been said that even if a person is performing Shravan and Kirtan, process of devotional service for bahu janma, not just one life, then maybe many lives he is performing. Uh, but the but what is the problem? The problem may be that he may not arise in his heart the the love for Godhead. Why? Although despite his endeavor is going on to chant the holy name for many births, but he may not be. Uh, and, and this the result and the reason for it is there is only one: offenses. When offenses are committed to the holy name or to the deities, so seva aparad and nam aparad basically, when that is happening, then actually that is the bhakti does not fructifies into the sadhana bhakti does not fructifies into prema bhakti. It always remains, a tough time for a devotee to perform his bhakti. Rather than, rather than also it's been said that a devotee may initially doesn't have any, he doesn't have any particular anartha within him. But because of offenses that he is committing, a new anarthas can be germinated within his heart. Because if somebody disrespects the process of devotion service, you know, then actually the Bhakti Devi, becoming unhappy with that devotee, she, she can also implant various kind of material desires within the heart of a devotee, uh, which may not be previously seen in his life. And some also have been said that no, because we don't know the bhakti, there's so many anarthas which are there within us gets manifested, although it was lying within the heart. it gets manifested after some time. But this is also presented if somebody is performing offenses while committing offenses while performing devotional service. New anarthas can also be germinated within his heart because he is disregarding the process of devotional service. That's why it's been said. So actually, this verse which I read to you, Bahu janma kare yadi shravana kirtana, tabo na tapaye, tabu ta na paye Krishna premadhan, Krishna pade premadhan. So this is a stern warning to all the devotees who want to go back to Godhead in this lifetime. One has to be very extremely careful that eradication uh, of these unwanted habits, which leads to offenses, aparadha, you know, has to, should happen rather than we should not plant some unwanted habits. And these unwanted habits, maybe because of three causes. Uh, no reaction from the past acts, from sinful acts, and from mistakes committed while performing worship. So, see, bhakti has been said. See, eradication of and but eradication of of bad habits, which is arise from this, what I'm saying uh, about from nam aparad. This is very, very troublesome. Haribol, somebody has to mute. So is that's very troublesome. See, what is often obstacles that may arise, offenses may arise due to pious acts, due to sinful acts. These are obstacles which some past acts things can make us that is called as samskar that can create a trouble and a person may end up doing something wrong. His sinful acts of the past can disturb him. Some vigrah seva, the seva parad can be an obstacle. But the fourth, that is nam aparad, that is very dangerous. You know, because all other three aparads, they can be eradicated by chanting the holy name. And for sincere pride can be eradicated. But result of nam aparad is very difficult to weed out. Uh, so it's been said that it has been said that the and in nam aparad also the mentality matters. With what mental is because Bhakti Devi or a Naam Prabhu, we say, they check the mentality of the devotee. You know. His mentality is wrong. His attitude is wrong. He's not taking it seriously. He's taking it casually. Then that creates a huge problem right now. So accidental offenses, maybe there that one may break the rules of devotions or goes against the letter of the law. Uh, but but these are okay. These can be eradicated easily. But devotees may break a rule out of ignorance, they don't know it, um, or because they are strongly influenced by the material energy. These all are okay, but deviant mentality. I hope you are able to understand this word, Prabhu. But a deviant mentality, if which underlines, if is under the carpet, is there uh, for disobedience or transgressing the spirit of the law, then that devotee is considered as a duplicitous, selfish, or maybe have rebellious spirit. Please hear it carefully. This is something which is very dangerous for a devotee. Whenever that is there, that no disobedience is there, because of the deviant mentality, rebellious nature, selfish nature. Rebellious nature in the sense that why I should hear him, why I should follow him. I and he just 5 years senior to me. What does it mean? So rebellious spirit is there. Why I should serve Krishna? Uh, many people have many kind of have these problems or duplicitous nature, selfish nature. So then it becomes very difficult. Uh, and and a devotee may get lined up into a huge problem to the problem to a degree that the problem may be problem to a degree that new anarthas can be implanted within his heart. So if one, so these are, duplicitous, selfish, rebellious spirit. They are wrong attitudes. That shows the wrong attitude. And surely those who have this kind of attitude will commit offenses, and and he'll get into a huge problem. So honest mistakes are, like honest mistakes means, he didn't knew only due to ignorance, and they are easily corrected. But deviant mentality, people have a mentality of like one person actually he wished to be, he thought himself to be so senior that he wanted to be a guru. So his spiritual master said, "You can't be a guru right now." So he said, "Okay, if I can't be a guru, then I moved to another organization." No, it's a it's a it's a high class rebellious spirit. What I example I'm giving to you is a very very out extreme example, but the nature if is the same as a rebel, then that is not honest mistakes. These are deviant mentality. So then a devotee gets into a huge pool of a problem, right? So um, and and it is not that somebody, there are many questions which will be answered to you while we're having discussion. Uh, so I like to know. I like you that you know. I like that you will start reading the only 8th chapter, but the first few pages are about Naam Seva Aparad, means basically aparad to the deities. In which not much I will be explaining, but the Naam Aparad is something which is very important and which is very very serious, very serious. And what we have till now talked about, that sadhana bhakti should lead to prema bhakti and all those things. Nothing is going to happen for that such a devotee who is committing nama aparad or having David, nama aparad not due to ignorance all, but due to a mentality which is shows of a wrong attitude. So now we'll begin reading. I'm just sharing that you can. Okay, bro. I also had said yesterday that if anybody has a question on the what we have discussed yesterday, if you have any questions, you can ask. If you have any questions, you can ask, or I start with the reading. We start with reading of NODH chapter. Anybody has question, he can raise his hand, and then we can. Anyone of you have?
Hare Krishna. Guruji, I
Yeah.
don't have question for yesterday, but I have question for today. So I can ask in right now. No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So you told about this deviation part, that anything which is the thing. Actually, what happened? There are some systems will be designed everywhere to run the things, and then person will go under against the system or deviate from the system. Then it will consider as the aparad, mostly things. And what I well, my question is this: we find out in the society that every time the person, the devotee, have to be always go against the system. We can see the example of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He go against the Brahmanical system going on at that time, and then Srila Prabhupada he go against the modern things going on. So we find out whenever a person go against the system, it will be always criticized in the starting time. It is looking like a revolution at that time. But sometimes we have to take that type of steps so we can able to do something good for the society. So my question is this, Prabhu, how to understand the debate that I am deviating from basic philosophy, or for example, in the system of deviation, how can we go into the right path? I'm not sure I clear my question or not.
You're very clear with the question. I have understood the question. I would just say these two names that you are quoting, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada, Prabhu, they are Nitya Siddhas. They can transgress, but you also please remember, we are talking about deviating mentality. Uh, that you need to have some devotee above you, who can stamp that it is not a deviant mentality. Then it's fine. Else it is very problematic thing. Right now we need a devotee. We can't just certify ourselves. No, no. Yeah. uh, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur once was giving a discourse and not discourse, kind of a meeting, and Prabhupada was also sitting far away on some there was staircase, and that Prabhupada was sitting because there was no place probably. And and Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur just looked in the direction of Prabhupada. There were many devotees in that direction sitting, but he looked at and said, some devotee, some crazy person will do it. What Mahaprabhu has said, Prithivyachi Nagaradigram Sarvata Pracharo Vimorna, right now. So ahead to him, Prabhupada, there was one more devotee sitting, and he said, probably Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is looking towards me and saying that. Because behind is Abhay Babu, what he can do. He is a businessman. And he thought himself to be that case. And then later on, both of them were sitting on the in the staircase. As if I remember exactly, you would also have heard the story. And both of them were sitting, that devotee and Prabhupada. And he was talking, and that devotee was saying that Bhaktivinoda had told me probably me only to do that. I'll be doing that. Prabhupada said, for sure, you are not that man. So no, and then Prabhupada said, some crazy man, some fool will do it. He never said himself. So now we think about it, the Prabhupada is stamped even by his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. No, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was stamped by Bhakti Vinod Thakur when he showed the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya from Surabhi Kunj. So only two people could see that effulgence coming out, out of the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Nobody else was able to see. And so they are stamped also, Prabhu. So transgression and deviant mental, and you might have a new idea about making things right. That is very good. That is not set as a deviant mentality, but I would say we should have a checkpoint. Somebody should check us, right? Now, gives a certificate who's much higher than us, and under whom you are actually spiritually situated. That person should, you know, you know, gives us a signing authority. Huh? He signed it. Yes, no problem. Fine, go ahead. That is not a deviant mentality, but uh, 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 but what you are saying that always it is not the case that those who break the law to they make something great. Generally goes in a different way. I agree, no new thing has been made just without any revolution. But revolutionary, before we are trying to create a revolution, one has to revolutionize his heart. for sure. Those who have revolutionized their heart, like Brother Sham Prabhu, uh, we have example of it. He initially when he also started, there were some devotees who were saying, "अरे क्या है ये क्या youth preaching?" I have heard like that. But he asked Maharaj, his spiritual master and everyone. They said, all well and fine, go ahead. See what a revolution he has made. So, but there's a stamping authority is there, right? Now? And they, and it is not so easy to create a revolution. Like Gaurang Prabhu once came, just somehow we have shifted to another topic now. But Gaurang Prabhu once came to over here, he gave a class to us, to the leaders, where he was talking about what it takes to preach to a Shrestha. Shrestha doesn't mean just academic topper here we're not talking about that. No, in the college, Shrestha is academic topper or you know, something like that. But two big shots in the society. So he was saying that person should have a very, very clean heart. Then only he will be protected. Else he will be gone. And he was giving example of Lord Chaitanya telling to Pratap Rudra Maharaj, Rupa Goswami to Man Singh. And these all people who are very, very pure. So I'm saying if you want to create a revolution, one has to revolutionize his heart. He should be very, very pure. Because David mentality, this mentality, rebellious nature is a conditioned soul's default nature. I hope it's clear to you. So
Yes,
there's
Prabhuji.
nothing wrong,
Thank you.
but there should be stamping authority. Acha Mandar Prabhu, yes Prabhu. You are in bus, eh?
Yes, Prajan going back. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I have a doubt. Means, just now you told uh, that particular verse in which it says that if somebody chants for billions of lifetime, still one will not get Krishna prem if one is committing offenses. And
Uh,
after that, you told about the offenses as well. So in that, I just want to ask you one thing. That when we say that we have offensive mentality which came from past life karma, or which came due to some materialistic conception which got generated maybe because of associating with non-devotees or materialists. So, despite now we say that okay, Naam Prabhu, or they can understand it, but still it is offense. They will have
hmm.
some action with that also. Still,
So
it
your last,
is when I said I have, uh, when I said I am coming offense to any that nature I am carrying.
somehow,
Yes,
bro, your
Prabhu.
sound is breaking, bro. I'm not able to get it. The last part, what you're saying. Uh, is your question is that if it is offense only, whether it is due to past life or some material contamination it is happening, but it's offense only, why it is partiality over here? That kind of a question it is?
No, Prabhu, my doubt is when we say about offensive mentality, so offensive mentality, it will come from past life only because from one is one always one has envy for Krishna. That is there. So
Uh-huh.
is it that
Oh, okay, okay.
because of that past life, whatever offense I created, that will not have that much reaction because
Uh-huh.
Nampro
I
will
understood,
understand
understood.
that that is a yeah, yeah, that is a yeah.
Okay. See, it's been said what, accidental offenses, kind of a thing. These are fine. Maybe, I clarify it probably what you're saying, it will get clarified over here. Isn't here it has been said that somebody who is making, aparadh is committing due to some past, past, matlab, he has done something in the past and he is and he He is helpless. He has been dragged to something, doing something which is wrong. You know. But over here, I'm talking about a deviant mentality or offensive mentality. In the offensive mentality stage, a devotee actually does not, feels bad about it. That's an offensive mentality. He has become, he is he's I'll just give you an example. We can't say him to be it is bit of a demonic mentality. You know, it's a bit of a demonic mentality because when people rebel, they don't feel like I'm going doing wrong. But when somebody is doing wrong because of some, past, you know, rebellious mentality may not be coming from the past life. It can be generated over here. So when when we are saying like that, one has to be very clear that these uh, these things are, you know, these things are very, very dangerous in the sense that uh, when Vaishnavas, they don't take the process seriously, or they take it casually. Then they take devotees casually. That is not coming from the past life. We may not have a past lives are things which is we are bound to have it. Now we have system. But some are, we become sometimes we create a mentality because of the root cause may be envy. Okay, that's fine. But we create something new now here, within. I don't know whether this is your question or what is the question, but we are very clear with this funda that uh, accidental offenses are fine, or devotees may break a rule out of ignorance by innocent oversight, or they are strongly influenced by the material energy. Matlab, I can give an example for all of this also to you. Breaks the rules of devotion accidentally, उसको पता नहीं था, और हो गया. मतलब like I would say I'll just tell you example. When you're worshipping doing deity worship, uh, you're doing deity worship and अभी वो फ्लावर जो ऑफर कर रहे हैं आप, एक्चुअली यू शुड नॉट टच, फ्लावर जो ऑफर शुड नॉट टच द फीट, विल कम टू द, बट वो करते करते गिर गया, फीट से टच हो गया, एक्सीडेंटल. इट्स एन ऑफेंस, बट इट्स एक्सीडेंटल ऑफेंस. you know a devotee may break a rule out of ignorance, मान लो he doesn't knows only, or he is mentally distracted. So धूप, अगर धूप ऑफर किया, दीप ऑफर नहीं किया, सिर्फ फ्लावर ऑफर कर दिया. You understand? Out of ignorance, or maybe strongly influenced by the material energy. Uh, like a person may get a bad thought, you know, even while worshipping the deity. You understanding what I'm saying? These are okay. These are surely from the past life coming. But a deviant mentality means what? Over here, मैं क्यों 4 2 3 7 बार ही घूमा? You know, you understand? Just in our altar, every devote, we try that all three pujaris are doing in sync. David mentality में है, मैं मैं उसको क्यों फॉलो करूं? वो they should follow me. That's a rebellious spirit. I'm very graphically I'm saying to you. You are understanding, right? Human is जो में से नहीं, ये तो उसमें पहले से nature नहीं. Now he is creating it. He is creating a new kind of thing. So these are, these go in upgradation मतलब upgradation of offensive nature is this. Deviant mentality is a very dangerous thing. Duplicitous behavior, you know, We know it that we should not be. A duplicitous behavior means trying to be good on the face, but behind the back is something else. Selfish uh, nature, rebellious spirit. These are not. These are not to be. These can be. This has to be curved and are very serious thing. Even if somebody who is coming from a past life, these but these are generally created new people, new created things. ठीक है, rebel nature सब में है, but one has to know that rebel towards Krishna, towards devotee is something very dangerous which we created. That's what has been said, in even in Harinam Chintamani and all. So I just presented to you. I hope it is clear. Let us
Yes,
proceed
Prabhu.
towards
Yes.
reading,
Thank
especially.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Some of you are not so audible. Yeah, thank you. Let us. Oh, system. So we'll begin with the NOD 8 chapter now. I'm trying to share it with you all. Uh, is it visible to you all?
It's coming up, Ruji. Not yet.
Visible? Okay. Uh, uh, okay. It's what I have. Yeah, now it's visible, I feel.
It is loading to not
Yeah, yeah.
visible.
Start reading though. In offenses to be avoided. Chapter 8.
Abhishek Prabhu.
Okay. Offenses to be avoided. Uh, in the supplementary In the supplementary Vedic literature, there is the following list of 32 offenses in the matter of serving the Lord. First, one should not enter the temple of the deity in a car or palanquin or with shoes on the feet. Second, one should not fail to observe the various festivals for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such as Janmashtami and Rath Yatra. Third, one should not avoid bowing down before the deity. Fourth, one should not enter the temple to worship the Lord without having washed one's hands and feet after eating. Fifth, one should not enter the temple in a contaminated state. According to Vedic scripture, if someone dies in the family, the whole family becomes contaminated for some time, according to its status. For example, if the family is Brahmana, their contamination period is 12 days. For the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, it is 15 days, and for Shudras, 30 days. Sixth, one should not bow down on one hand. Seventh, one should not circumambulate in front of Sri Krishna. The person of circumambulating that begin circumambulating from the deity's right hand side of the temple and come down. Such circum- Such circumambulation should be performed outside the temple structure at least 3 times daily. One should not spread his legs before the deity. 9. One should not sit before the deity, holding the ankles, elbows, or knees with one's hands. 10. One should not lie down before the deity of Krishna.
Yeah. Just a minute, bro. So, no, you are seeing these all are, aparadhas which are towards the deities, right now. So surely, these aparadhas are something which is very uh, which should not be done, because the main thing is that these aparadh when somebody is doing these things, when somebody is doing it, is to take the Krishna very cheaply, the deity very cheaply. And the process in the deity worship is very simple. The process is that the devotee should go in front of the deity in a very humble and a prayerful mood. The mood is not humble and prayerful, then probably the person is feeling himself to be very great. So that is offensive. That is offensive. No, so that's why it's been said one should not enter in a deity temple of the deity in the car or the palanquin or the shoes on the feet. Then the mentality, basically all these offenses talks about a mentality which may get exhibited due to these acts if done. When a mentality is offensive, then one may do it. And that is why just quoting a example in the Indira Gandhi was shooted because she met you know the soldiers entering the Gurudwara with the boots. Anyhow, we are not going to talk. I'm just saying it to you. We are nothing to make with the political meaning. So it was right or wrong. We are not here to tell that. But anyhow, so one should not be doing that. Uh, but in but when there is a terrorist attack, you can't say the soldiers to remove the boots and go. That is there anyhow. So the best that's what I'm saying. One has to know the spirit behind uh, these list of items which leads to which is considered offense. The spirit is that if somebody is taking it cheaply, you know, disrespectfully, or with arrogance, then actually is a very big problem. One should fail to observe, one should do the festivals. Actually, the festivals may not be very gorgeous, very opulent, very, very big, but it should be very, very pleasing to the Lord. Means whatever one has the best capacity, he should serve the Lord and make the festival and make the celebration of the festival happen. One should not be lazy. Ah, रथ यात्रा है कौन जाएगा उतना दूर है ना उतना भीड़ होता है भगवान भगवान हृदय में ही है हम इधर ही गाएंगे भगवान के लिए इतना क्या जरूरी है नो दिस इज लेजीनेस दिस इज लेजीनेस नो probably and probably that devotee is taking the Rath Yatra cheaply and he's this I'll watch on the TV DD one पे जगन्नाथ पुरी का रथ यात्रा सीधे दिख रहा है ना you know शरीर में शक्ति है और वहां पे जाने के लिए इतना थोड़ा बहुत पैसा है पहुंचने के लिए और नो टाइम निकालना चाहिए दैट्स अ मीनिंग लाइक when our birthday is there we take out time na so the same way the you know we should not fail to observe the various festivals which are made for their deities. Some may be grand, some may not be grand, but the thing is, it should done with the heart. And the devotees who are participating also should heartily participate into it. Heartily participate for the pleasure of the deities. Uh, and one should not bow down. One should avoid bowing down before the deity to others. That has been said. Basically, it is also to say that if you should not make somebody else to be very great in front of the deity. But if somebody is bowing down to a devotee in front of the deity and considering that devotee to be the servant of the deity, that's fine. That doesn't looks to be any bad. You're understanding? The mentality is something which is a problem. Somebody has, somebody saying, oh, he is such a great man because he's a rich man, you know, and he is offering respects to that rich man because of his richness, not because he's a servant of the Lord. Then it's a problem. You know, there is a problem. But a servant of the Lord will feel bit hesitation in accepting respect in front of his master. That is the thing. Surely is there. But when we are offering, we generally say you can offer in the side. But it is not very wrong. It is not something very condemnable or very offensive if somebody is offering in front of the deity. But understanding is very clear. He is the servant of the deity. And that's well and fine. It's not a problem. So Because that devotee has more relationship with the servant than with the deity. Very simple. So that is not considered to be wrong. Mentality is the main thing, Prabhu. Also, when it's been said, one should not enter a temple in a contaminated stage where probably say somebody had died in the family. Actually, that depends on how much that family is affected, that how much that individual is affected by the death of the person. Because the mentality, the thing is that he should not come in front of the Lord with his head hooked to that man who is dead. You know, that is not a very proper thing. Like now, it is said also, if you're going to a company boss, your company boss itself, you should not go to the company's boss you know with the with the problem of your home to him. He will reprimand you. So, here that is same kind of a thing. It depends on how much he is. Yeah, family becomes contaminated for some time according to its status because of depends on if a Brahmana he has supposed to have a higher knowledge of better knowledge of body and soul than a Kshatriya, than a Vaishya, than a Shudra. Depends on that. Um, and one should not circumambulate in front of Krishna. Uh, Anyhow, these all are things which is there. So, uh, okay, read from here. One should not lie down. One should not lie down before the deity of Krishna. Uh, What does it mean? Anybody can say one should not lie down before the deity of Krishna. Anyone like to say something about this? What does it mean?
Right.
Please,
Yeah.
Yeah, one of you can say. Any one of you?
I feel that one should have sleep like sleeping from other.
Yeah, it's not that the altar is open and you're not paying obeisances, but बैठा बैठा फिर ऐसा हुआ फिर सो ही गया ऐसा बैठने में बहुत कष्ट हो रहा है इसलिए सो ही गया ऐसा नहीं because they are becoming casual right now. Casual behavior is not so proper. Casual behavior can lead to casuality. So one should not be casual in front of the deities. When specifically these aparadhs are very, I really say, somebody feels that somebody feel whether the deities are actually Krishna or not. They are Krishna or ऐसे ही हैं. You become a pujari and you do aparadh. You get kicks from Lord. That time you very clearly understand. No, 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 no. No, भैया है इधर. No, yeah, it happens. And so when we do it, deities are like fire. Fire, if you mishandle the fire, you can burn yourself. And if you when you properly handle the fire, then you can do good to yourself. If you mishandle it, will burn ourselves. So it's like that. Uh, been said over here. So generally, in when we are having a discussion, Nama Aparad is considered to be great. That is truth. That is truth. But one should not take no, one should not consider that Nama Aparad is very dangerous. I will not do. I'll try to avoid it. But ये DT अपराध, सेवा अपराध चलता है. No, one has to be casual. One can't take the DT to be casually. We can't be disrespectful towards the DT. Now start reading from the 11th one.
Akshay Tirtha Prabhu.
11 to 20 you read, bro.
11. One should not accept prasad before the deity. 12. One should never speak a lie before the deity. 13. One should not talk very loudly before the deity. 14. One should not talk with others before the deity. 15. One should not cry or howl before the deity. 16. One should not quarrel or fight before the deity. 17. One should not chastise anyone before the deity. 18. One should not be charitable to beggars before the deity. 19. One should not speak very harshly to others before the deity. 20. One should not wear a fur blanket before the deity.
Yeah. If you are reading these, you would have understood very clearly. When you're in front of the deity are the most prominent thing, and over there, the full attention towards them. No other activity should be done, which tends to be that our attention is to something else. Uh, like one should not talk loudly before the deity. No, it's also disrespect basically. Even if two elderly people are there, even in our home, even in a home, we are not supposed to speak very loudly, right? If you're a junior, because they are so that they are able to, they are not disturbed by it. So in the same way, all these things are there. One should not cry or howl before a deity. This cry is for a cry for a material reason. But Gaurav Mana said that we have opened a crying school. Crying for Krishna is very good in front of the deity. That's not considered to be as an offense, but surely it should not be a cheap cry. It should be a cry which is arising from the heart, not like a sahajiya cry. One should not quarrel or fight before the deity. Not that uh, we two devotees are quarreling in front of the deity itself. Then people attention goes towards the quarrel, not towards the deity. Uh, One should not chastise anyone before the deity. You can't chastise anyone before the deity because, yeah, but we make it chastise if we do nonsense in the deity worship. Before the deity itself, we can be chastised because but one should not chastise in general before a deity because, everybody should be in the mood of a servant over there. Junior, senior, everybody has to, because everybody has to take care that he represents himself in a very humble way and a respectful way in front of the deity. Not harshly before the deity. One should not speak. One should not wear fur blanket before the deity. Means don't I don't know कौन blanket पहन के आता है अब but some basically it is looks to be it looks to be you should not be trying, you should not become the attraction point. The deity should be the attraction point. We should not go in any way in front of the deity or do anything where we become the center of attraction for others. Uh, and that's what it means to be. There is no explanation I have read or heard why one should not wear for a blanket before the deity. It looks to be very expensive blanket, maybe. Then okay, then surely it shouldn't, because the devotee has to go in a very simple way. Um, if you know, because akinchana vittaya, that mentality of akinchanatvam is not so easy to be gained. So at least externally his behavior, he should be akinchana, in the sense that he should be going very simple in front of the Lord, not that he is very gorgeously being dressed and going in front of the Lord. Uh, that can happen only uh, on the days of celebration, and that to Mataji's. I have heard like that. Uh, but generally, it has to be in a simple way. One has to go. That okay? Somebody else can read from 21 onwards. One should not be all.
Anil Prabhu.
Anil Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. One should not. One should not elige or praise anyone else before the deity. One should not speak any ill name before the deity. One should not pass ear before the deity. One should not fail to worship the deity according to one's will. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that the Lord is satisfied if some devotees offer him even a leaf or a little water. This formula prescribed by the Lord is universally applicable, even for the poorest man. But that does not mean that
That
one
doesn't
who
one
has
who has.
sufficient means to worship the Lord very nicely should also adopt this method and try to satisfy the Lord simply by offering water and a leaf. If he has sufficient meat, he should offer nice decoration, nice flower, nice food stuff, and observe all ceremonies. It is not that one should try to satisfy the Supreme Lord with a little water and a leaf, and for himself spend all his money in sense gratification. One should not eat anything which
Just
is not offered first to Krishna. 26. One should not fail to offer fresh fruits and grains to Krishna according to the season. 27. After food has been cooked, no one should be offered any food stuff unless it is first offered to the deity. 28. One should not sit with his back towards the deity. 29. One should not offer obeisances silently to the spiritual master, or in other words, one should recite aloud the prayers to the spiritual master while offering obeisances. 30. One should not fail to offer some praise in the presence of the spiritual master.
yeah, so just hold to. So here now there's things which has been said that we follow the principle poverty for oneself, opulence for the Krishna. That should always be a devotee's attitude. Uh, Not that the deities are in the home or in the temple, but they have a very poor dressing. They don't have a proper offering, but we are eating luxuriously. They are eating thanda, we are eating garam. Not like that. Yesterday Maharaj was saying, well, if there's a deity in the house, uh, this means all the people who are living in that house are tenants, and the actually owner is who? The deity. Any decision which is made by the tenant, people who are living, has to be reported to the Lord, and I don't know how it will get sanctioned, but if somebody should be sanctioning it, then that will be sanctioned, then it should be executed. You know, Not that we changed it, they changed things as in, or even a temple, like even a temple, if some days before, some months before, probably some months or year before, probably, if I remember, we have shifted the Mangal Shingar Darshan at 7:15. If any of you remember like that, if I'm not wrong, rather than 7:30, I don't know. So. Uh, or in the no, so it has to be reported to the Lord. He has to be begged for that. And even in the night in a COVID time, there was one offering which was Sandhya Bhog, in which the fruits are offered. That was removed or something because of everybody was ill practically. Whole temple was ill. Nobody was allowed to come from outside to serve the Lord away inside. So there was something, something was there. So these all things has to be reported to the Lord, beg forgiveness, all those things, because when the deities are installed, that time only uh, vows are taken, words are given to the Lord that please come and be in this form, accept this form, uh, and will serve you in this and this way. So, no, if somebody is going somewhere here, there in that what he has spoken a word to the deity, while the pran pratishtha is happening, he has to report, he has to ask and beg forgiveness from the Lord, and he should be very humble because he's a master, he's a master. So, in the same consciousness, I'm saying that the deity has to be respected, in a very, very reverential way. That is why Prabhupada started deity worship, and although we worship Radha and Krishna, but they are to worship in the mood of a Lakshmi and Narayan. Until unless a person has actually not gone to the spontaneous level of bhakti, his worship should be in the mood of Radha and Krishna, Narayan, Lakshmi and Narayan, because it should be reverential. You know, Reverential in the sense that they should have a, they should respect them as a king. You know, you can't do anything garbal with the king. If the servant does anything garbal with the king, time पे प्रसाद नहीं दिया मानो, या time या कपड़े iron करके नहीं दिए, something like that. That comes, everybody was fearful that if I offer this, ये जो कपड़े हैं ये भगवान के लिए कंस के लिए है, किसी और को दे दिया तो बहुत मार पड़ेगा. That kind of fear was there. I'm just saying that way. So, no, but a good fear should be there with the deities. Fear in the sense that reverential, awe and reverence should be there. Surely there are, we have to treat him as a master. Uh, and eventually, as a devotee progresses in devotional life, he can have a relationship with the deity in a different way. But it has to be, and even if a devotee has advanced very much, he may be Raganuga Bhakta also, a Premi Bhakta also, but he must perform the deity worship in the way which has been mentioned in a reverential way so that others should not misunderstand it. That has also been said. So anyhow, these and what is also one should not eat anything which is not offered first to Krishna. And also after the food has been cooked, no one should be offered any footstep unless it is offered to the deity. What does it mean? It looks to be the same, they're not the same. See, when we say one should not eat anything which is not offered first to Krishna, this means over here is about uncooked food has been said. You know? Uncooked food, which is but no, uh, you can bring something like fruits you bring, or dry fruit you bring. Somebody else would have also eaten from that tree. But okay, but before you eat, you should offer it to Krishna. But when it comes to, here when it's said that after food has been cooked, no one should be offered any food stuff. This is something very more here. Means the food which has gone on fire, it can't be like that. ये ठीक है, like not like dry fruit किसी ने खा लिया होगा लेकिन हम जो लेके आए वो ऑफर कर रहे हैं, नहीं नहीं. Now it is very mandate that we has to be offered to Krishna. That's what is something here. And below you will see that also been written that the food should be offered to the deities, only that food which has been cooked by Vaishnavas. That also comes. So actually, when Prabhupada says that sense tongue control, if you just eat prasadam, tongue control is for sure. So, but prasadam means these things has to be there. That should be cooked by Vaishnava. And it will come down. You will see it. That should be first offered. If it is on gone on a fire, that's first to be offered to the Lord. And if it is not on fire, if it is not cooked, okay, then also what you bring it, you first you offer it to Krishna, then you eat. So this act of offering to Krishna eventually removes the desire of satisfying one's tongue, or doing, vacho vegam, jihva vegam, you know, that goes on. That's it's reduced. That's very clear. So one should uh, prasadam is something very very important thing. We should be very very serious about it. Uh, that's what I would say. I know some of you are working and all, but if you plan your life and if we are bit sense controlled, means tongue controlled, things can go proper. And because it's an offense to eat something. So, and then it's been said one should not offer a business silent to the spiritual master, but loud. Now, loud in a sense, not that you disturb others, because everybody is offering obeisances, and you love one of the loudly he cries out. And the meaning is that one should because when you're chanting pranam mantra of your spiritual master, let the world know that you are the servant of the spiritual master in that way. Uh, no, and because a devotee delights in being servant, but he just delighted to be a master. A devotee delight should be in being a servant. The bigger the servant, the better the delight he has. And one should offer some praises in the presence of the spiritual master. Whenever we meet, I don't know, But whenever we meet a spiritual master or personalities in the category of spiritual master, we should praise them. One should not, but one should not praise himself. One should praise them. Uh, uh, because we should devotee, a disciple should know always that whatever we are able to do is because of their mercy, uh, spiritual master's mercy. So one should not praise himself before the spiritual master. Maybe he might have done something very, very big also, but he should not look for praise and one should not praise himself. But no, but one should humbly say that because of your praise, even if you want to report what good you have done, that should be done in a mood that actually it is His mercy. You know, by His mercy, I was able to do it. One should be very clear. Yet if the spiritual master sees a sign of pride, my Lord, it's very deadly. One should not divide the demigods before the deity. That is also inside. One doesn't mean that one should respect the demigods, but not worship the demigods. So these are a list of 32 offenses. This which we just read, and there are other offenses also been said, and uh, which will do it. You have any questions? I want to leave some time for questions because there's something which will much more come over here. Will be requires more discussion. If you have any questions, you can ask though. Anyone, if you have any questions or any questions, else I will. Oh, okay. So,